Nope, the roof isn't done. But we have underlayment, which is good. So at least it's weatherproof, or waterproof. I'm driving this thing to work every day because I don't want it in the garage while they're working on the roof. Because, you know, when you're re-roofing a house, a lot of debris comes falling down, and I don't want to run the chance of a chunk of wood coming out of the ridge or something and poking a hole in my top. So I've been enjoying the convertible all week. My commute to and from work, which has been actually kind of nice. But what the hell are we doing in here? Oh my god. Oh yeah. I have to scrape every square inch of this beadboard ceiling except for these two boards and those two on that end, because the paint is pretty good there. Very, very few adhesion problems. But what I'm finding is that there's a major paint adhesion problem here, because when they painted it the last time, whenever that was, I'm thinking 20, 30 years ago, they did not prep the surface. And it looks like they used interior household paint. Just a hunch, because the paint isn't holding up so good. And what's happening is it's peeling everywhere, or at least it was. Most of the peeling was occurring over here and over there, but I'm just scraping the whole goddamn thing because I don't want to have paint adhesion problems when I go to paint it again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat it with a nice Kills primer, sealer primer, and then I'm going to coat it with exterior household paint. Actually, this is the color I chose. It's kind of like it's called desert sand, I believe. It's kind of a light beige. I thought that would look nice. And that's going to be similar to the floor, which will be beige with paint flecks in it. Kind of like this, but on purpose. Anyway, so that's gonna look decent. Scraping beadboard is something that a lot of old house owners have had to experience. Beadboard ceilings on porches especially were very common. I think well into the 60s. I think possibly the 50s was kind of the tail end of that era. I'm not really sure of that completely, but beadboard ceilings are very common in pre-1970s. So let's just leave it at that. Pre-1970s, they were used extensively on outdoor porch areas. When this was built, I think I mentioned this before, but there were no windows or walls. It was just an open area. You could just walk right through. And yeah, beadboard, it looks nice when it's painted and looking good. You'll notice I've got tool marks all over it. It's kind of hard not to do that from the scrapers. And I've chosen not to use chemical strippers for obvious reasons. Chemical paint strippers are a freaking mess, especially on ceilings. And it would be a nightmare to clean that up. So this is what I've done. I'm scraping it with a combination of scrapers. I have a nice curved carbide steel scraper. Has a gentle curve to it. This is great for just kind of ripping the paint off like that. This one is a straight scraper, and this one, what I've been doing with this is I put it up against the board like I just painted that like this, and just kind of go like that, and it takes a lot of it off. If it's loose, it comes right off, like a prom dress at midnight. So now a lot of my viewers are going to be like, well, it's probably lead paint. Have you had it tested? I'm just assuming it is lead paint, so I do wear some personal protective equipment. And I've been trying to limit traffic between here and the house. I have the door open because, well, actually this should be closed. So I try to confine it to this area. And when I'm done scraping all of this off before I even start painting, which I'm hoping to do this weekend, it's Friday, so I want to have this scraped almost completely scraped by the time I hit the bed tonight. So this way on Saturday morning I can wake up bright and early and start painting, at least get my primer coat down, and then by midday Saturday I should have at least my first finish coat on. Top coat, bottom coat, kind of a little joke there. Top coat. So by the time we have our Memorial Day party, which is on, well, Memorial Day, this should look somewhat presentable. Okay, well, as you can see, we've got something on the floor here. And what's this? A tablecloth. We just survived our very first party. And one of the highlights of this party, it was a Memorial Day party and a 35th birthday party for myself that my lovely girlfriend threw for me, which was very nice of her. Did a great job. And we had 30 or 31 people here total. That's including the two of us. And one of the highlights of this party was, see, most of my friends and family haven't actually seen the house yet. Same with her family as well. So having all of us here, like all at once, it was kind of a, it was like a combination housewarming, Memorial Day party, birthday party, the whole 9 yards. And so we had everybody and their grandmother here, and everybody complimented the ceiling, which you viewers, you have not seen yet. Let's take a look at how it came out, shall we? Alright, here we go. What a transformation. See, these people didn't actually see, other than Facebook pictures, they never got a chance to see what it looked like when I bought the house. So they never really got to appreciate that. But the finished results are just, I am so happy with this. It was well worth all the effort, and I'm very, very happy with this. That all having been said, so I had to buy a new sander. I ended up buying a new 5-inch DeWalt random orbital sander. And that thing really powered through the tool marks and some of the more stubborn paint. Did a fantastic job, and it can be hooked up to a shop vac for safe dust collection purposes in the event that it is lead paint. So I'm very pleased with how that came out. There are a couple of tool marks that are still there, but that's okay because it is an old house and it will have old house character, and guess what? That's character. I don't care who you are. So what have we got? We got 2 coats of Kills, 2 coats of top coat, and I'm very pleased with the end result. And it kind of really works well with the color scheme we're going with here. It's kind of like this carpet here. This is more of a teal, and the walls, the end walls, boom, boom, those will be painted. Let me show you what color that will be. I think I have the paint chip here. Yeah, it's here somewhere. Here we go. I think it's this one. Malaysian Mist. See if you can see that. Malaysian Mist will be the color that we use for the walls. It's kind of like a light blue. I was looking for something a bit warmer. But this is the warm. I'm going to look again. If I can find something warmer than this that isn't quite... It's a color I'm looking for. It's in my head. I just can't find a matching paint chip for it. I got a whole bunch of different ones. Even consider this one here. This is more loud, the Capri Teal or the soft Schooner Green. I think they're both very nice colors. But I want something that doesn't scream green. I want it to be more on the blue end. But we're going to go with Malaysian Mist. I might change it up and go with something a little more bold. The soft Schooner Green is really starting to look good to me. But You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think it could work. People are doing some really interesting things with color these days, and like they did 65 years ago when the house was built, you know, they were really doing a lot with color. I mean, you saw my screaming yellow countertops. I mean, that was the thing. That was what they did. I'm going to pick the paint up probably tomorrow, and I'm really not sure which one I'm going to buy. I mean, the Malaysian Mist is kind of a safe color. That would work. That wouldn't really offend anybody. The Aspiring Blue, that's the color I like too. I kind of like them all, but I can't buy all of these. Paint is expensive. Really, the good stuff is expensive. You buy a $10 gallon of paint at Walmart, well, you're going to get a $10 gallon of paint. What can I say? But you buy the real stuff, it's going to last longer, it'll look better, and it'll coat better. And I got to be honest, though, one little thing I want to mention is I'm finding that I'm having better luck with Behr paint than I am with the Sherwin-Williams and the Valspar that I get at Lowe's. I find that interesting. The Behr paint seems to roll smoother. It covers better. It's a better paint. But I've been buying like the mid-grade paint from Lowe's. One of the paints I do like, and I've been using it in a lot of exterior applications. I've been buying it in these quart containers. 1 and 31/32 U.S. pint. Anyway, I'm buying the Sherwin-Williams Everlast, but it doesn't have good coverage. It seems to take many coats to get it to do its thing. I don't know why that is, even with a primer. So maybe I need to find something better, I guess. Anyway, so that all having been said, I'm very pleased. Everyone loves this. They love the color scheme that I'm going with, because it's different, but it's nice. It's pleasing to the eye. I mean, this is a nice, soft, inoffensive, I call it Camry beige, and that's the color the floor is going to be. And it goes well somehow with this teal and the white and the grays. It just kind of, it's almost relaxing when you see it, you know. We'll see how it looks when it's done. These are going to remain white. They're going to be painted with a nice exterior paint, and that's what's going to happen there. Yes, this fan is now permanently installed on the porch, breezeway, whatever you want to call it. This is my 49 GE Fordle X, and she's a runner. Not one of my best fans, but that's why it's out here. It looks good, it's the right color, and it does the job. People, when it was nice and hot out in the mid-afternoon sun, they'd come in here and they'd get cooled off. That actually worked out fantastic. This is a good running fan, but it's got some weaknesses. But as a wall hanger, that works. I'll take that any day. Future plans. So I'm going to be painting the walls. You probably won't see that until my next video, which will be a while from now. But future plans do include permanently installing a light fixture in here. I'm also going to put an outlet there for a television, an outlet there, possibly for the fan. But there will be a light fixture right in the middle here. Sounds like one of my neighbors is having a good time after a Memorial Day party. I hear a lot of yelling and screaming and such. But anyway, that's suburbia for you. One of the things I wish I could have done better is the grooves in the beadboard. So you can see there's gaps here. Every other groove is a gap because that is the seam between the tongue and groove boards. And then you've got the milled bead in the middle of each board. Unfortunately, You know, I didn't do a very good job. It would have taken a lot more work. I would probably still be working on this if I had done it the way I wanted to do it, and that was to scrape between each bead. But I'm not a perfectionist in that way. I'm just, you know what, I'm happy with it. It looks good. It's just a ceiling. But that all having been said, yeah, it was a very successful, very, very fun party. A lot of people, kids, adults, multi-generations. I got some cool gifts, mostly gift cards, which I will put back into the house. Fireworks. Amateur fireworks. See, New Hampshire fireworks are a thing. People do that all the time. But yeah, so we're going to paint this wall. We're going to paint that wall. It's going to look good. The doors, I'm thinking of painting with my door paint. I have a gray color that I've chosen for doors. I'm going to do them on the inside with that color as well. Floor will be the last thing I do. It's going to be the most time consuming, and I've already bought the stuff. I'll show you what I'm going to use on that. So here we have, this is that, the color I used on the ceiling is Bear, which is a Home Depot paint. Where is it? Gobi Desert is the color. So, and then over there we have the box of Epoxy Shield Rust-Oleum garage floor paint. I'm going to have to patch some concrete. There's a few divots here and there, and this carpet will remain. This is going to go over the new floor too. This isn't just for now. Kind of wanted to get something, an indoor-outdoor rug. This is, I forget what this is made of. It's mostly plastic. But, yeah, so that's it. That's the project. And I hope you guys enjoy. I mean, bring my color samples to work with me. Malaysian Mist was the color we both agreed on. And I think it looks warm in this light. I mean, you know, it has some warmth to it. It's not too offensive. It works well with both the carpet, the floor, the ceiling, and the walls, and the trim. So I'll put that there so I don't forget it tomorrow morning when I go to work. On my way home, I will pick some up. Yeah, this garage is kind of a mess. I need to remake these shelves. These little tidbit for those of you who either own homes or have apartments or what have you. If you're making shelves, don't waste your time with this wood. Just don't. This is particle board. Don't do it. Don't do that to yourself. This stuff is crap. Use plywood. Use plywood. It's not that much more money, and it'll last that much longer. This is no good stuff. No good. And if it gets wet or there's moisture, and look at my bottles of car cleaning stuff are just soaking in, and it's swelling. Like, no bueno, guys. No bueno. No bueno. Look at that. Yeah, total garbage. Don't do that to yourself. Plywood. These plywood shelves are probably 30, 40, 50 years old, and they're still holding up. These aren't that old. I didn't put these here. They came with the house, but I was too lazy to replace them. Oh, that's where my extra jealousy window glass went. Look at that. I was wondering where these went. I gotta clean these up and put them in a safe spot. Oh, it's getting late. Alrighty. You guys have a fantastic night, day, whatever. Whatever you got coming. I'm gonna sleep well after all that work and all that partying. Oh boy. Any mail? No mail. Okay, good night, guys. Well, wow, you've seen the ceiling. I mean, we get that part. But I forgot to upload the video about a week ago. And in that week, I managed to get a lot of additional work done I wasn't really planning on getting done, at least for this video. Since the video hasn't been uploaded yet, and I still got some time in my hands, let's take a look and see what I got done. Alright. Into the walls. Yes, I did. Walls are painted. Chose is called Undyne. It's a bear color from Home Depot, and I burned up a couple of gift cards doing this. So it didn't cost me anything. There it is. I just put about 2 coats of Undyne exterior semi-gloss, and there it is. Look at it. Beautiful. Looks better than it did. I also painted all the trim. The door. I wasn't going to paint the door until I sanded it, but you know what? Hell with it. Paint it. Ship it. I've got other projects to spend my life working on. Still haven't done the floor. That's going to be a big project. That's going to be I'm not even looking forward to that. I'd like to get some other stuff done first, like windows in the back of the house. But there it is. I'll paint it up. And I just really like how this came out. This color scheme I chose. It just works. It just works. One of the most popular colors in 1954, in addition to pink, were other pastel colors such as turquoise, and so it kind of it fits in with the rest of the house. It really does, I think. And so that's it. I'm done for now, at least with that room. And I've got to do the floor still. I'll get to it someday. And there you go. And eventually we'll get a video done on this 1936 Grunow Teledial 1291B. I've got a lot to talk about with this. You'll see this coming up eventually. This is a fully electronically restored Grunow. It works perfectly. Absolutely perfectly, but I have to make some I have to do some fine-tuning here and there, and maybe I'll try to combine that work into a video introducing you to this unit and where it came from and how I ended up with it. So until then, guys, I will talk to you all later, and I've got some stuff I got to do for the weekend. Until then.